waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. Waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to tdphinstalk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Punch that like button on your way in the building. Let your friends and family members know about the channel. Man, this is a beautiful day. We have Victory Monday for the Miami Dolphins. Man, I hope everybody's doing great. Again, punch that like button. Shout out to the homie Glenn in the building. I see you, man. I hit you back. I sent you a message. Yeah, just tell me when is a good time, Glenn, so we can get to chopping it up. All right. Shout out to the Mod Squad. Shout out to all the members of the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Man, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers of the channel. Yesterday, we added 198 somewhere around there, 200 subscribers. We added 200 subscribers to our Fins family. So if you're new to this channel, welcome to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphins fans. We appreciate you rocking with us. But let's go on this journey together and have a good time. It's that simple. Okay. It's that simple. Here. I see everybody, the mods are flooding in, the members are flooding in. Not present. Man, I'm waiting on the injury report, but it just look like it's not up yet. Okay, got it. All right, y'all. So we're going to talk about Victory Monday, and we're going to get into some team grades and player grades. But before we do, I want you to know that this stream is being powered by BetUS. Receive a 150% sign up bonus on your first three deposits up to $2,000 using BetUS, ladies and gentlemen. All you have to do is go to the site and use code YouTube150. Okay. The new code is YouTube150. And just so you know now, the odds are already up. Now, I'm not happy with the odds. I'm really not happy at the odds at all. To me, this is almost an indication that Buffalo, they kind of think Buffalo might win this game. I know that we're the favorite by 1 point, but it's a little skewed, and let me tell you why. Ladies and gentlemen, we're the home team. Like one of the typical rules that nobody talk about, they automatically give you 3 points being a home team. It's almost like you start out, -3 as a home team. So what this kind of tells me is, they may feel like the Buffalo Bills may beat us around 2 points, even though the odds are +1. So what they don't know is that this is a new Miami Dolphins team. What they not realizing, everybody who are putting their money on this, they're not realizing the Miami Dolphins are a whole new team. Our defense may actually be legitimate, but we'll see when we dive into the numbers and the grades. But whatever way that you're swinging on this, okay, go to BetUS and make sure if it's your first time, you take advantage of that promotion of 150% sign up bonus using code YouTube150. It's for your first three deposits up to $2,000. Okay. Make sure if you do that you're gambling responsibly. If you have a problem with gambling, there are resources on the site that you can look into that could help you. Okay. We only want people to gamble responsibly. All right. All right, y'all. Well, just remember, BetUS partner with tdphinstalk, official sponsor of the channel. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel if you're looking for a sports book. All right, y'all. So let's dive in because I need to do some sharing of the screen because we got a lot of stuff that we need to break down. Let me pause this. Oh, my volume a little loud. Hopefully, is my volume a little too loud for some of y'all? Let me know. Is my volume a little too loud? Y'all let me know. Let me see here. No, it's fine. All right, thank you. TD Finstalk, master of gambling promotion, killing our kids. No, the kids that are being killed, their parents killing their kids. All right, just FYI. What your kids do is a reflection of you. Okay. And how they do it is a reflection of you. All right. And by the way, everybody out here promoting pretty much the same thing. You know why? Because I kind of recommended them and to help them out to make sure their pockets are straight, for them and their family. So trust me, this whole community, a lot of people I know are sponsoring, BetUS is sponsoring them because they're a good sponsor. And if you can gamble responsibly, they are a great sports book. If you can gamble responsibly. If you can't gamble responsibly, ain't no sports book good for you. Just saying, on my tea this morning too, y'all, I made me some fire tea. It ain't too sweet, ain't too watery. Got that lemony, got that cinnamon stick in there. Ooh. I'm gonna keep on sipping that boy. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. We got plenty to cover. We got a lot of grades to go over. Shout out to Vivian. I see you. Thank you. Love you for the respect, for sure, always. And thank you for rocking with me, sis. TD, Panthers fan base are exploding. I mean, I get it. They should be. They should be. That team is terrible. They ain't one of the teams where I could be like, well, it's early, give them time. No, they just terrible. They've been terrible. I'm not going to treat them like the Browns or the Bengals. You know what I mean? They could still, do their thing and turn it around. But the The Panthers, we already know what time it is. All right, man. Let's get into it though before people start canceling me. All right, let me share my screen because we're gonna do a breakdown. We're gonna actually start using PFF1 every Monday, going through how they grade it, talking about the things that I feel like they got right, the things that they may have gotten wrong, and let you all decide overall. But one thing I'll tell you about PFF, let me say this, I really can't stand people that always say things like, oh my gosh, he looks at PFF. He don't know nothing. Listen, I'm a data-driven person, but I'm also an eye test person. Okay. Um, PFF is not the gospel. I'm going to continue to tell people that PFF is not the gospel, but it is a data point. It is a data point for trends. So when you go look at film and stuff, and you're seeing something, you can go to a data source to see if it at least backs up what you're seeing. Now, is it the gospel? Once again, no. It misses things, or some things I don't feel like it may have 100% correct, but it is a data point, and that's what you need whenever you're evaluating. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and start out. First and foremost, based off of PFF, we still have two more teams that need to play. But as of right now, the Miami Dolphins are the sixth best team in the NFL from a performance standpoint, okay? From a performance standpoint, the Miami Dolphins are the sixth best team in the NFL, all right? Now, when you look at the points scored, the Miami Dolphins are 16th in the league, tied for 16, might I add. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So they're anywhere between 16 to 20, tied with several teams in points. All right. Points allowed, the Miami Dolphins are 22nd. So although the defense played well, it's not actually even in the top two quartiles of the NFL for points given up. Something to keep in mind, okay? Now let's keep it moving. Overall grade, we're 6. Okay, we did that. All right, so on the offensive side of the football, the Dolphins were actually ranked 7th in the NFL. Now, we're definitely going to dive into that because that is also interesting as well. Now, one thing I did realize throughout the NFL, although I didn't feel like we had a great offensive production, what you also have to realize is the entire NFL was down this week. In like the last 10 years, it was the least amount of touchdowns in a single week of opening week in the NFL history. One of the lowest. Now, in the last 10 plus years, it was the lowest. But there is a game tonight, and if there's more than 5, passing touchdowns, then it won't be the lowest in the last 15 years. But right now, I think it's like 33 touchdowns, and the lowest in like the last 10 years is like 37 in the opening week of the NFL season. So either way, it's down. A lot of teams struggled to score, and offenses weren't great. Now, what a lot of people also don't realize when it comes to PFF, these grades are ratioed. So a lot of it also goes off of, compared to the field, okay? The entire NFL. But the Miami Dolphins, they end up 7th in the NFL from an offensive standpoint, okay? Our passing game was 7th in the NFL. Our pass blocking was 5th. Y'all know that O-line that y'all say was trash. We had the 5th best rating on pass blocking, okay? Receiving the football, wide receivers, just absolute not good. 17th or 18th, because tied at 17. Running the football, we were 7th. Run blocking, we were 2nd in the NFL at run blocking grade. O-line, pass blocking, and run blocking. Come on, man. This is what I'm talking about. I know what I saw. Y'all can get mad at me all you want. I know what I saw. I know what I saw. This is why I made the statement I said yesterday. I don't know what y'all talk about. The O-line playing well. Oh, they trash. Y'all try to disrespect other people to make certain people look better. Some of y'all try your hardest to disrespect certain players just to make another player look better. Anyway, run blocking was not an issue for this team overall. Now, we might have had some individuals, but the overall run blocking was not bad. Okay. And by the way, I see some of y'all in the chat talk about TD grasping at straws. Bro, I'm just reading data. Y'all need to stop making this personal. This isn't TD. I'm reading off of a screen that you're looking at. This isn't me. This is data. This shows you some of y'all just come over here to argue or try to tell me why I'm wrong. I'm just reading data. Take me out of this. I'm just reading what they had to say. All right, let's keep it moving. Defensive side of the football. All right, the Miami Dolphins defense, right now it has us at 16th. All right, 16th. The run defense was third in the NFL. Third, y'all. That's where we started to win. The tackling, oh, I know we did poor in this from the film that I watched. Where are we? Yep, 23rd. I watched. I was looking at a little film last night, trying to go to sleep, and an hour and a half later, I realized we had some tackling issues. Pass rush. The Miami Dolphins ended up 17th. Coverage in the secondary. The Miami Dolphins ended up 29th. And special teams, we were 4th in the NFL. All right. Let's see what we got on the team report before we start going to individual players. All right. Let me see. We got so much. All right, we're going to start with the offensive grades, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so Teron Armstead led the O-lineman with the 87.4 rating. Just absolutely great yesterday in pass blocking and run blocking overall, which we know he's just that good. Austin Jackson leading everybody with 81.7. Okay pass blocking, not great. 73 is okay. 70 is average to me, so he was above average. Anything below 75 to me is below average. When you start getting to the 80s, you're good. You get over 85, you're great. The 90s are elite. So that was above average for pass blocking for Austin Jackson, but he almost was great, like 0.5 away from my scale from great in run blocking. And that's excellent if we can get that from Austin Jackson. Okay. All right. Tyreek Hill, third highest offensive grade, 80.2. So that was good. He got in that good range. Passing, good. Run blocking, horrible, because he had that penalty too, remember, on that run block. Liam Eichenberg, are you kidding me? I saw some plays from Liam Eichenberg on film last night. I saw some plays on film with Eichenberg last night. I was like, look at little Eichenberg. Still got beat a few times, but it was a better player yesterday against a really good pass rush. I like what I saw on film with Eichenberg. 80.1, fourth highest offensive rate. Pass blocking was average. Run blocking was good. Good, right? Jalen Waddle, fifth best, 78. Passing, 76. Run blocking, we just ain't got good run blocking wide receivers, by the way. Tua came in sixth on the offense, and this is where I kind of hate sometimes. I be wanting my quarterback to be top 3 every week. You're the quarterback, be top 3 on the offense every week. This is why people say everybody above him is what's carrying him. Eichenberg? No, I'm just playing. But yeah, hey, he was still, his day overall was above average. Good is 80. So that was above average. So I kind of had him at average to above average. As a passer, he was average. As a runner, he was above average. He did a little something they recognized in the run game. Run blocking, I don't ever count that for a quarterback. Jeff Wilson, 75, not good in the pass game, but he did run the ball above average. Devin A-Chain, 73-3. Passing game was excellent. You know, those screens and stuff. He made some plays early in the game. His running wasn't great at all. I think he averaged like 2 yards a carry. Raheem Mostert, not a good day. So now we're getting into the bad part of the. Well, no. I'm disrespectful. Aaron Brewer, he was flat average. That's a C grade, the lowest C you can get before a D. That's average. And by the way, I grade this off of the typical grading system. That's how I do. Okay. This is a straight C minus average football, but that's okay for the center position. I ain't mad at that. Pass blocking was excellent. Run blocking was below average. But let me say this. This is flipped from who he is. He's typically a great run blocker and an average pass blocker. But that's flipped a little bit, which is interesting. But what's more interesting is that I got 4 offensive linemen in the top 10. I got 4 offensive linemen in the top 10 up here. That's what's actually interesting. All this slander yesterday, and I'm trying to defend them because, you know, I'm a fan of my team. You know, it's that reverse psychology with y'all always dogging our players. Y'all talk about me talking bad about our players, but y'all dog our offensive linemen every chance you get, but don't want to give them any credit when they do their job. But I got 4 offensive linemen in the top 9 on offense. Make it make sense. Always trying to disrespect other players to boost up one. Stop that mess. Anyway, all right, so now we get into the nasty part of it. Raheem Mostert, just a bad day. Passing, horrible. Pass blocking was solid. Running was average. And run blocking, not good. I mean, he was okay. It's just he didn't grade out well because in the passing game, things didn't work out when to catch some little passes in the flat and stuff. You know, all on a lot of negative yardage and things. Julian Hill, I bet you his isn't blocking. Yep, pass blocking. Just horrible in pass blocking. And yeah, just horrible in pass blocking. Now, the run blocking was really, really, really high. But the pass grade was 49, just didn't do good in the pass grade. I guess getting separation and everything else. All right. Oh, man, let me back up. I went too far by mistake. All right. Alec Ingold, I don't need to talk about it. You're just horrible all the way through. Outside of that run up the middle for the first down. That's why his run grade was below average, but it was higher than anything else. And he played 29 snaps. Robert Jones was absolutely horrible. Only thing he did above average or average was pass block. But he got too many penalties. Like them 2 penalties he got were critical. Did not like those. Tanner Connor, not enough. That's special teams. Grant DeBose, special team. Well, he played a little bit. Run blocking. He played 13 total snaps, 10 pass blocking, 3 run was terrible. Roby Chosen, never even knew he was on the field. That's interesting. 12 plays, 7 pass, 5 run, not good. Braxton Berrios, same thing. Jonnu Smith, just horrible, man. Jonnu had a 38-4, y'all. He's supposed to be the difference. Our tight ends were trash. Our tight ends were so bad. Durham Smythe, I don't know what happened to him. Like something got into him. At least he was pass blocking. But Jonnu, let me tell you what teams are going to start recognizing. When Jonnu in the game, they not running the football. Y'all see this on the screen? He only was in the game for one run blocking out of 20. The man was on the field 20 snaps. And for one of them to be run blocking, see, this is what some teams do. This is what some teams do. They'll come do research like this and say, well, that tells me when Jonnu Smith is on the field, they are not running the ball. That tells me when Braxton Berrios is on the field, they are not running the ball. Chosen is a blend. I ain't going to fall for that one. It tells me that when Raheem Mostert is, well, he's a running back, so never mind. But when Raheem Mostert on the field, they still run the ball a lot, by the way. But that's what a lot of these tell you. That's what a lot of these tell you. So you look at the bottom of that depth chart and you get an anomaly like Jonnu Smith, every time he come in, you know what the package is. So that's a tell. Something that we're going to have to start mixing up because that's too much of a disparity. 20 plays and only one of them was a run play. That is too much of it. At least make it 4, 5, or 6 to like, we don't know. But obviously when Jonnu is on the field, it is highly unlikely the Dolphins are running the football. These are things that some teams look at and say, this is a tell. That's very interesting to me. It really is. All right, let's move over to the defensive side of the ball and take a look at how those guys fared out, okay? What up, B&E Blog? Y'all hit that like button for your boy. All right, not great defenders across the board. A lot of guys made plays, but overall, wasn't the greatest day on defense, y'all. When you ain't got nobody in the 80s, 90s, high 70s. All right, here we go. David Long led the way of all players. 76 6th grade. Run defense immaculate, 82-9. Tackling horrible. Pass rush horrible. Coverage not good. D. Calais Campbell made his plays early in the game, then he disappeared. Just saying, that's true. He balled out in the first drive, and then I ain't heard from him for the rest of the game. Run defense 65-7. Tackling worse, probably worse on the team to be 26-8. Let me look. Yep. Calais Campbell, worst tackler on the team. That tells you after them 2 plays, I was right. You never heard his name again. See, but this is why people have to look at data, because what Calais Campbell did at the beginning of the game, 2 plays in a row, stuck in people's brain. Oh, Calais played well, and that's all they were left with. The electricity of the first 2 plays and how it was so great. How he got in the backfield on the quarterback and the running back and just blew it up. In your mind, Calais Campbell played a good game. Now, he played an overall good game, but the tackling was not great. I never heard his name again after that first drive. Pass rush created some pressure. He was about average with a 70.6. Coverage, we don't worry about it. He a big boy. He probably had like 1 snap. Yeah, it was 2 out of 35. So where they backed him out problem. All right, Jalen Phillips, 3rd on the roster. Had a solid day for a guy who's coming off of the injury he came off of. But these aren't the numbers we want him to put up. We need Jalen Phillips in the 80s. That's what we know he should be. But for a guy's first game back coming off of an injury like that, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with this. Okay. 73 overall, average run defense, terrible tackling, pass rush was solid, above average, and coverage grade was poor. 5 snaps out of 35. Not too well coverage. Let me see. Yeah, 5 snaps out of 34 snaps. Right. Quentin Bell, 72-6. That's good for a guy who wasn't expecting to, be a big contributor in my eyes. Run defense 74, tackling 70, nice. Pass rush not good. So he's a tackler and stopping the run. He did a great job. All right. Then you got Javon Holland, 72-2. This is another guy that you want to see in the 80s, the high 80s. Outside of that punch out, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you now, Javon Holland was trash from what I was watching last night on film. Outside of that punch out, Javon Holland was trash. Now, I know he ended up with a 72 grade. And I see why. Run defense, something I wasn't checking for last night. He must have did very well in run defense. 25 snaps, almost half the snaps, and that's going to carry his grade. So he did really good in run defense. But tackling was horrible, and pass rush wasn't great, and coverage was below average. But I'll tell you this, that big old fumble won the game. Sometimes you just got to make a big play, so you overlook just the overall play. That big old play, man, was everything for us yesterday. Deshaun Hand. All right, 69-3. Again, the expectation of him, I like this because his expectation isn't great. So to put you right there in that average range, I like it. Okay, run defense solid, tackling solid, pass rush not there, which you want to have a guy disrupt in the middle, but it's okay. I like this. He can build on this. All right, Storm Duck, 66. Now remember, we're getting into that below average range. 70 is average. We're getting to that below average range to me. Storm Duck, run defense not good. Tackling was above average. Coverage was poor. Brandon Pillai, Kendall Fuller. Kendall Fuller got to be better in coverage, man. We saw them getting toasted at the beginning of the first half. They were getting toasted. And let's not get things mixed up. Some of these guys was getting toasted in the second half too. Just the pass rush was moving Trevor off his spots. Moving him off his spots. Marcus May didn't play much at all. Chop Robinson, 16 plays. What can I say? Chop Robinson put up some below average numbers. It wasn't absolutely terrible, but let me tell you something, man. This show let me tell you something. Chris Greer make me mad sometimes, man. I don't care how much y'all want to boost Chop Robinson up. Oh, he's going to be great, this and that. Why we out here drafting projects in the first round, man? There are positions that are not People be like, oh, well, it's a late first round, though, so most of them are projects. You done lied to me. Depending on what position you draft, you can get a day one starter through 2 rounds in the NFL draft. Through the first 2 rounds of the NFL draft, all the way up to about 60, you could actually get a day one starter. It's just a matter of what position you're going after. In the first 2 rounds, every guard drafted is like a starter. In the first 2 rounds, most defensive tackles you get are like starters. In the first 2 rounds, almost every center you get can start. Now, if you go on wide receiver, maybe the first round, not the second. If you go, y'all see what I'm saying? So there are some positions you got to get in the first round, or it's a project, even if it's late first round. Left tackles and all that, you want to get early in the first. Late first, they good, but they still got some work to do. But we go get a project that is raw and need work. Let me tell y'all something. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm feeling Noah monogamy all over Chop Robinson. I'm feeling Noah Igmanogamy all over Chop Robinson. Just that he gonna get some playing time early. Not much, because he only got 16 reps. I try to stay away from this subject of people, give them time. Okay. I heard people telling me give Noah Igmanogamy time for a long time. Y'all been telling me give Cam Smith time. Matter of fact, let me go back to this sheet. Was Cam Smith even on the field? Did Cam Smith even play? Is Cam Smith hurt? I don't even remember. I don't even know what Cam Smith is. Y'all let me know in the chat. Is Cam Smith hurt? Is Cam Smith hurt? Yes, hurt. Yeah, okay. Well, he probably wouldn't have been out there anyway. What about what was his name? Channing Tindall. He must be hurt too, huh? Let me tell you something. Some of these guys may not even be hurt. They just scratches. They just scratches. Some of them might be healthy scratches, just bringing in another person. Anyway, Chop Robinson, I ain't finna talk about him. You see his grade. Jordan Brooks, that ain't good, by the way. Jordan Brooks, we need more from you. We expect more from you. We brought you in for a reason, paying you solid money, in my opinion. Zeeler, is this the Zach Zeeler we're gonna get without Christian Wilkins? I told y'all. I told y'all. I said I like Zeeler, but I ain't stupid. I'm gonna pump the brakes and wait to see who Zeeler is without Christian Wilkins. And why did I tell you that? Because I've been telling y'all, everybody from Flores' system and Flores' era, that y'all were like, oh, he's great. It was system. They've been great because of the system. And then when they switched it up with Fangio and stuff, they still had to help. And I told y'all, let's see what he is. I like Zeeler, but let's see what he is without Christian Wilkins first before y'all start saying, oh, Zeeler. So, ladies and gentlemen, long story short, we have an interior defensive line issue, by the way. Nobody going to talk about it, but we have an interior defensive line issue. You better pray one of them don't get hurt. We have an issue on the interior D-line. Yeah, I know we got lots of issues, but I'm just saying in general. Let's keep it moving. That can come back to haunt us, by the way. Let's keep it moving. Emmanuel Ogbah, terrible, even though I think he had like a sack. Yeah, he did, but not great overall. Missed tackles. Oh, he missed. Everybody was missing tackles, by the way. Pressure. Yeah. And this is a problem, y'all. Let me show y'all something. We have to be able to get more pressure than what we got. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pressures in the game. I know at first thought that doesn't seem bad. It doesn't seem bad. But when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 missed tackles in the game, part of a problem too. We got to be better, all right? All right, Jalen Ramsey. I don't even want to talk about him. We're going to blame it on his injury, but real ones don't. Jordan Poyer, he is a secret agent for the Buffalo Bills. I'm telling y'all now, I know it. He is a secret agent for the Bills. That's how bad he was. I don't like him already. I don't like Poyer. I mean, I ain't got nothing against the man as a man, but just how I feel this morning, I don't like Poyer. The way he was playing, he was a secret agent for the Bills. And he played the whole game, by the way. He played every defensive snap, if I'm not mistaken. Him, Jordan Brooks, Kendall Fuller, Javon Holland, and David Long played every snap. And to play every snap and be rated that low, problem. Him and Jordan Brooks, shameful. Fuller, too. I don't like how he played. He should have been better, but it wasn't terrible. Kader Kohu, smoked all day. Smoked all day. 47 snaps. Smoked. Benito Jones ain't getting many reps. But I want y'all to think about that. The guys that are supposed to make the difference that we need to be real good, this is another thing. The Jacksonville Jaguars, in my opinion, are not a top 16 team. They're literally like the 17th best team in the league to me. They're the beginning of the third quadrant. That's how I feel. If you disagree with that, then you at least don't have them in your top 10. You just have them between 11 and 16. But I am telling you, they are like the 17th best team to me in the NFL. And my issue is when you play those top 10 teams, guys like Kohu playing that many snaps cannot play like that. Poyer definitely can't be playing like that. Ramsey, I don't even need to say more. Ogba, Zeeler, Brooks. These are starters, y'all. Chop, May, Fuller, Pillai, Storm Duck. And I'm going to leave your hand out of this. He was close enough to 70. But you can't play like this. Joe said first game rust. That's what we're going to chalk it to, but we keep track of this every week. We'll keep track of this. Cumulatively, it'll tell us. We'll be able to come up here, go regular season, and we'll try to by game it too. But that's why the defensive rating overall wasn't the greatest. There's a lot more data that we could look at. Let's see, versus coverage matchups. They got that data too. Kader Kohu versus Gabe Davis. Yeah, so they got matchups. Like who was killing who, giving who the business, who was matched up against who was the closest defender, all that stuff. This is why PFF has all the raw data. PFF has all the raw data. See, everybody coverage was just pretty terrible overall. Only guys that we did good on were Brian Thomas Jr. and Gabe Davis. Everybody else, we got smoked. Travis Etienne went off on us in the past game coverage. Parker Washington, Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk. You see all this? Javon Holland was the best versus all receivers, but was still trash overall. You see how our guys did versus receivers? Just not good. Nobody over 70 versus their receivers. So this is why I be telling y'all, PFF has a lot of data. A lot of data. Pass rush. Oh, we kind of true past that. They give you the different formations. Pressures, all this data. Jalen Phillips had a 44% win percent. Chop, it says 66.7, but why couldn't he finish? True pass set. Let me dive into chop stuff. %33% win percent. 1 out of 3. We got data back here. So he had eight passes, 8 pass rush. Well, 8 pass rush, please. He got 1 penalty called on him, 1 pressure, 1 hurry. 8.3. 1 out of 3. Let me see if I get that receiving, passing, pressure, and depth. Rushing, blocking. Let's see if we can get some in the passing. All right. So Tua Tagovailoa. I like looking at these charts, by the way. Very good indicators. All right. All right. So Tua in the flat and behind the line of scrimmage to the left, 4 or 5. Right between the numbers behind the line of scrimmage, 3 of 3. And on the outside, 4 of 5. Ain't that crazy? How many completions did Tua have? How many completions did Tua have yesterday, y'all? I don't remember. How many completions did Tua have yesterday? Just curious. Anybody remember? 23. So 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 of his 23 were behind the line of scrimmage. Within the first 10 yards, 3 for 3 to the right, nothing in the middle because they took away the middle, that short middle, and 3 of 6 to the left. I don't know what it'd be with 2 on this short left. I don't know. Anyway, that's 3, 6, 10, 17 of his completions were within 10 yards. That leaves 6 completions outside of 10. So we got 1 completion for 20 yards over here on the right, 1 of 1, 2 of 2 in the intermediate, in the middle, and 0 for 1 out here, 1 for 2 out here, which total 80 yards. That was Tyreek's big one. Nothing in the middle, didn't even take an attempt deep middle. And outside right, 2 for 4 for 84 yards. So 50% deep, but 164 yards out of those 3 passes. This one right here in this intermediate, that's that post route from Waddle. I remember that 1 for 1. I mean, that corner. Interesting chart here. So and think about Jags' game plan. They took away that short middle, the first read. Out here in these quick ones, Tua made a few things happen. I actually like that. The left side, not so much. And we just dinked and dunked a lot and took a few shots. This is definitely a game played within the first 10 yards. Now, here's an interesting one. When Tua was kept clean, the offense was 86.4% rating. 80 on pass, 78 on 4, fumble. This is when kept clean. All right. Drop back percentage, 86%. Which is crazy. This is really good. Look at this. Drop back percentage. 86.4% of all dropbacks were clean. That means 86.4% Tua wasn't under pressure. He was only under pressure 13.6% of the time, which he was horrible, which most quarterbacks are. When they didn't blitz versus when they did blitz, You know what? I needed passing pressure. Excuse me. Screen game was trash. Here's what I'm going to do now. Tua was terrible throwing the ball short within 10 yards. Behind the line of scrimmage, he was almost average, but he was below average. In the intermediate, he was really good. Great, actually. And deep ball, he was good. That's another thing I didn't look at. 4 drops. Tua had 4 drops. Only thing I don't agree with PFF is this turnover worthy plays. There was one play where he was panicking. He threw it like almost right to the defender. It was in his hand and he dropped it. It was kind of like 2 plays like that, but one for sure. His big time throws always happen when he kept clean. I want to look at this for all quarterbacks. Pressure percents. Yeah, that's something I want to do. Passing pressure. QB. Yeah, I want to see this for all quarterbacks. Hold on. Is that the one? Passing pressure. Okay. Okay. Pressures, under pressure. I want all them numbers we kept clean and everything. I want to see how we compare to the league's protection. Okay, kept clean. All right, let's click this box right here. Okay. Derek Carr is number 1 in the NFL for being kept clean this week, and Tua Tagovailoa was number 2. Y'all better leave me alone about some offensive line. Y'all better leave me alone about the offensive line. Andy Dalton don't count. One drop back. Y'all better leave me alone about some offensive line. Tua Tagovailoa was kept clean, second most in the NFL by far. By the way, Dak Prescott was third at 81 almost. Tua 86.4. Derek Carr 88. Nobody want to hear no get rid of the ball quick. Stop the mess. You know how much Tua was holding on to the ball? Going through reads? Y'all still on that? Justin Fields using them legs. Tua 29th on here at 2.09 with the time to throw. All them bubble screens behind the line of scrimmage. I want to look at the ones with the deep ball. You use PFF, real fans use their eyes. I use both. I want to see, do they have the one where depth of throw? Any intermediate or deep balls, it'll tell us how long. Oh my gosh. All right. When Tua is actually under pressure, let's look at how much time he got to throw the ball. He 4th in the NFL. Y'all leave me alone. When Tua is actually under pressure, 4.23 seconds is what he get. That's when the pressure starts. Y'all leave me alone. .23. That is a representation of what you saw yesterday when he was patting the ball, looking around, nothing there, and then he started to run away from the pressure. He was back there for quite some time. The other one is, let me see what that last one was. Let's see, hold on. When he's clean, this is just when we get rid of the ball. When the pocket, when he never gets pressure at all, we get rid of the ball, one of the fastest in the NFL. That's why he's not pressured. But when the play takes time to develop, the O-line is actually giving him over 4 seconds to throw the ball. So y'all need to start understanding these numbers when they put them out there online. One is showing you that when he is kept clean, he gets rid of the ball right away. And that's a part of it because we get rid of the ball right away. But when he does actually get pressure on him, it's not happening until like 4 seconds into the play. At least that's this year. Last year might have been a different story. But so far, O-line playing just fine. So far, the O-line is playing just fine, ladies and gentlemen. Just fine. Blitz versus not blitz. Let's look at those numbers. When Tua isn't blitzed, he get rid of the ball in 2.43 seconds. 4th quickest in the NFL. But let's see when he is blitzed, how much time is this line giving him? When blitz, time to throw for Tua when blitz. All right. 30th. So blitzing is the issue. It's not pressure, it's blitzing. We can't handle the blitz. And also he gets rid of the ball quick right away when they blitz. So that's a good thing. Best Pro, it's already 241. Jeez. Tua time in pocket. 3rd in the NFL, lowest at 2.38. Attempt 2.46. When he gets sacked, it's at 3.57, which is 13th in the league. This is why I wish we ran a pro-style offense sometimes. And I also saw a stat. One of the main reasons I think we might be improved on pressure, giving us like 4 seconds when we get pressure, is because we use the tight ends more than anybody in the NFL in week 1. At least that's what the number said. All right, I'm about to get out of here right now. We're going to do more analysis later. Remember, tonight we have a show, Monday Night SmackDown, AFC's Roundtable. It is not going to be on the Roundtable. It's going to be on Tom Brady's app, Autograph. Use sign-in code RTS so they'll know that you come in to see our show. Okay. Autograph. Tom Brady's new app, Autograph. We are going to be live on that app tonight at 6 p.m. When you get over there, make sure that you put in code RTS. Again, use code RTS. All right. That way they'll know we sent you. Let me see. We got some super chats I missed. I took a chance on your Fins at halftime plus 222 odds. Congrats. Now, who do you think will end up with a TD on Thursday game? All players, no bias, please. Tyreek. You can book Tyreek. Yeah, I'll be streaming the game tonight. You can book Tyreek tonight. Thursday night. Put you in a Tyreek touchdown. You need to put in a Tyreek touchdown every week because out of 17 games, he's going to score at least one touchdown in about 12 to 13 of them. So that puts you on a positive. Go with Tyreek. Anytime touchdown. That's your winner. That's your winner. Now, it should be your winner, because let me tell you why. Those games where it's rough? Think about every game that we don't play well in. Who's the only person that scores? Every game where we trash, who always that one person that we get that one big play? Because we're going to keep on trying. In odds, you're going to get some. Go with Tyreek. All right, y'all. TD's chop reaction on draft night looking warranted. We trying to tell him, man. Flick Short said, TD, which Patreon package do I buy to be on show? You're talking about the AFC East roundtable, right? Whatever the highest tier is the one. It should be one tier now, though, on Patreon, from my understanding. Yeah, it should be one tier. So I didn't know that there were multiple anymore, but hit me up an email and I can clarify for you. All right, I got to go. I got the huddle right now at 3 p.m. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. And don't forget, this stream is being powered by BetUS. Receive that 150% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. All right? Using code YouTube150. If you're looking for a sports book, BetUS is where you want to be, ladies and gentlemen. And you saw it last week. BetUS gave us our odds for the Miami Dolphins versus the Jags, and we didn't cover. They did. They end up covering on it, as you can see. But that's all right. We got the win on the money line. All right, we got the win on the money line, and it ended up being the under. We'll have the Bills odds up for you soon enough. All right. Outside of that, thank y'all for tuning in. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. If you have a problem with gambling, make sure that you seek help because we want to make sure people are gambling responsibly. I will see y'all on the huddle in 10 minutes. Peace. We got 500 people watching, by the way. Hey, and we're at 29,689 subs. 11 more for 29,700. 11 more for 29,700. We can do it, y'all. All right, we can do it. If you're new to this channel, subscribe right now, okay? Love y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Peace. I am out.